We're going to go ahead and start with the Lions, actually. They are officially a 500 team. And
majority 22
The
W
majority
today.
of their wins are on the road.
Every single one of their wins has been on the road this year.
That really helps the home crowd.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Hey, you can watch the same thing at home.
Yeah.
Don't come to the game.
Yeah, exactly. Even more reason for people to stay at home on their couch.
Exactly.
But overall, I didn't think that they played bad. I think that they really played well for the majority of the game. They competed. They let the lead get away from them in true typical Lions fashion. But then they came back and did what they needed to do. 2 scoreless quarters for the Falcons, so that's pretty good defensively, especially on the road. And not too much to say. Stafford took care of the ball, 340 yards passing. He was sacked twice, but a QBR of 77.6. He did a lot of good things. The running game was, pretty much non-existent today, but they made up for it by throwing the ball around, which is basically what they've done for years and years now. So I don't think they were out of their element with that one. But good performance by the Lions today, and a big win for them. They needed to win this game.
Yeah, and I think with this game we talked about with it being, we didn't think anything was going to be a blowout on each side. We thought it was going to be a close game.
Yep.
And it was going to come down to something maybe at the end, and which sure enough, hey, look at that. End of the game, and that's when it mattered. So again, great performance on the Lions on the road. Got the W on the road.
Yeah,
the W's a W. Just walk away from it, and you got it.
Yeah,
good for them. Good performance, and definitely something like winning games in the fourth quarter is not something that they generally do. So instead of giving it up, they actually made the plays when they mattered, and gotta give them credit for that.
Yeah. In some ways, they got pretty fortunate. Mr. Gurley.
He went to Penn State, didn't he?
Yeah. He might as well have.
Oh no, that was last night. Oh no. Yeah.
He must have watched the game.
He must have watched the game. Yeah, how to roll into the end zone and really, screw your team at the end. Yeah, good job, Todd.
Yeah, and I like how the announcers kept on saying, or at least the red zone guy, he was like, "Oh, this is unbelievable! You'll never see this again," and stuff. Like, we just watched it yesterday.
Yeah, didn't you watch it last night?
It was the same thing. So apparently he wasn't watching.
No.
But that was a bonehead move by that guy, not being aware of what the situation is, and it did cost them. Yeah. So unfortunately for them, but then again, every week it's something else.
Yeah, well, Atlanta comes up with new ways to lose.
Yeah,
and so this just adds to the repertoire of the home base for them.
Yeah,
their home fans are really enjoying this.
Yep.
Performance. Ever since the Super Bowl, and that huge collapse. I mean, this year's just been full of collapses for him.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure all the fans were kind of expecting it. Like, oh yeah, of course he's going to go in the end zone.
Yeah, of course.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah. Much like Chick-fil-A, the Atlanta Falcons just don't seem open on Sundays.
Except for the end zone was open today.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Was in there.
They always leave that open.
Yeah.
But it was pretty bad out there today. Lions, they got a couple of sacks, 2 sacks for Romeo Okwara, so good for him. And like I said, they didn't turn the ball over, which is a very nice improvement.
No, like I said, with the game too, if you look at most of the stats in it, it was 386 to 388 as far as yards.
Yeah.
Again, as usual, the biggest tale in the NFL is turnover ratio. Mm-hmm. So again, Atlanta was -1. Time of possession was 29 minutes for Detroit, 30 minutes for Atlanta. Again, counting seconds, that would round it up to that, but just in case, I was just making simple numbers, but almost a 30-30.
Yeah.
Time of possession between the two, and then Atlanta had a little bit in the first down department, but all in all, as you can see, even game. So
Yeah.
again, hence the 23-22 score.
Yep.
Also, great job by Matt Prater at the end.
Yeah.
Even though the Lions scored at the end, some bonehead decided to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Yeah.
So it moved it back 15 yards. So now the 30-some-odd field goal now turns into almost a 50-yarder.
Yeah.
And he buried it and got the W. So again,
Yeah,
kudos for the Lion kickers as usual.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually the bright spot of the organization over this rebuilding period since 1957.
Yeah.
So
I mean, speaking of that, Jack Fox, the punter, 3 punts for an average of 59 yards.
he's the man.
Yeah.
I mean that guy I think should already be the Pro Bowl kicker or punter.
He's given the old dude a
well.
run for his money, whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say Martin. He's on our team, and now I can see why they got rid of him.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you're gonna trade us what for this guy? Yeah, good luck. We got this guy.
Well,
Better.
I was talking about the legendary.
Oh, the legendary, the Jim Arnold experience.
Yeah, he's giving that guy a run for his money.
Yeah, totally. No, this dude's
For real.
well, this dude's trying to keep up with the Nevada guy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, his punts go in the air, not bouncing. To that
unlike
one.
that other stuff where it's bouncing 15 yards.
No, it's more legit.
Yeah, and then Matt Prater, like he said, great job, tough position the offense put him in, but at the end of the day, especially because he had just missed one earlier in the quarter, I think it was, and I was like, that's gonna bite him, but it didn't end up costing him, so good for them. But regardless, great game by the Lions. They kept Young Ho off the field, so that's always a good thing. Didn't give any points up to any Young Hos.
Yep.
So there we go. All right, let's move on to the next game, the Thursday night. Speaking of an experience, let's get into the Eagles game. Boy, oh boy,
that was another one that you could easily get tripped up on.
Tripped up on cocaine,
or just tripped up just like the quarterback for the Giants.
Oh no, yeah, that's exactly right. Go ahead, Bennett. You go first with this one. Go ahead.
I think this was one of the better performances from the Giants this season. But then again, it didn't end up being that they pulled it out. Daniel Jones actually overall played a pretty good game. Even though he had that stupid play, just good win for the Eagles though.
All I have to say is when the first thing he had to say about this game was this was the best performance by the other team all year, that kind of speaks volumes.
Good game. I mean, it was buttoned right up against the final debate.
Yeah. So
I mean, you're looking at like, hey, you're gonna get some quality television.
Yeah.
Out of the night, either by the football game or that
skirmish,
whatever that thing happens that's over there.
Yeah.
But anyway, as always, Philadelphia making it interesting. But again, good performance. I mean, won the total yards. They won the turnover margin. They were a +2. Carried the time of possession. So again, Eagles did whatever they needed to do, just like they've been doing the last several weeks to get the W. And then as we see as of today, the NFC East is still the NFC East. So anytime you can get a W up on the board, you're looking pretty good for a home game in the playoffs.
Couldn't agree more. It definitely wasn't pretty, but I feel like you start stringing together some of these wins, build some confidence, and they're going to get better. One thing that did suck, which I was kind of on the fence about this, is, Deshaun Jackson came back this week, and right out the gate, they ran him for in 3 different plays and threw it to him. And I'm like, damn, what about easing him in a little bit? Well, he ended up going out.
Well, it was again, me with some of these players.
Yeah.
He's another one of these, basket cases. that does whatever he needs to do. And I had some type of just feeling that was going to happen of some sort.
Yep.
I mean, he came out like gangbusters, and I was like, man, he really wants to play. And man, what a great shot in the arm for the Eagles. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like he turned into the Allen Iverson. Practice, and of course he went out.
Yeah.
And it was and it was like something that was just like it wasn't a hit. It was just normal running and falling down. And next thing you know, he's pulling up lame again.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, hey, thanks, I collected that check for tonight.
Yeah, and he's out for 6 weeks.
I'm good for the year.
Yeah, he's out for 6 weeks.
Like you said, it wouldn't even surprise me unless there's a playoff check on the line that I wouldn't see him back unless there is a playoff potential.
I completely agree.
And then if there is, then he'll show up.
Yep.
Because again, well, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
It's just horrible. Again, and like I said, like tonight we saw like Metcalf, guys that run across the field and then chase down a guy all the way down the field and prevent him from going into the end zone.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see Jackson do that. He would have been shaking hands and went to the sidelines or doing something else.
Getting some water.
Yeah, and how's my wristbands? My shoes clean. It's the same thing. It's just pathetic.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I mean, the frustrating thing is now I don't think we really paid him that much, so I'm happy about that because of the injury stuff. I don't think we paid him a lot, but he's another one of these guys where you sign him and you're like, wow, I'm happy to have him,
Mm-hmm.
but he sits on the bench and he's injured all season, both seasons.
Yep.
Last season he played 3 games and that was it, or something like that. So it's like really all he's doing is taking up a roster spot. And again, I mean, when it comes down to it, that's great that we're signing these guys, but man, we really need to get some more reliable players because every season we just are annihilated with injuries, and some of them can't be prevented, but maybe some of them can. And like tonight, or on Thursday, I guess, I don't know what his previous injury was, but, just rushing him out there and hitting him like 4 times in a row pretty much, I'm like, damn, like, this is his first week back. Maybe take it a little easy, but I mean, hey, he said, he came out and he was like gangbusters.
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
And then they were talking about, putting him on a pitch count per se, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And doing the thing, which they did.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't out there like for
every
plays. He was taking time off. And then, like I said, eventually it just got to the point where he was like, oh, I'm getting hit too much. I'm gonna pull up lame.
Hey, at least JJ, our king of Whiteside, came out and gave you his
usual he gave his usual performance, 1 catch for 8 yards.
See?
Man, I tell you.
Yeah, but at least you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You can count on that.
Yeah.
But you know exactly you're going to get 1 for 8.
Well, last week he got 0, so he needs to step it up.
You better ask for a raise.
Man, I think actually the video where we talked about this was actually not able to be posted because there was some audio issues, but man, they were talking during the offseason about this Arcega Whiteside guy being this huge difference maker for the team, and weekly 1 catch 8 yards, 1 catch 4 yards, 1 catch 12 yards, 2 catches 9 yards. Yeah, quite a difference he's making. He might as well be holding water. I mean, Jesus Christ, horrible. But apart from that, again, I don't want to get too negative here. The only thing that I will say that really bothered me was on that run by Daniel Jones on that. Now, I understand he tripped and stuff like that, but you know what? I mean, we've got some quick freaking corners and stuff, and I just saw no effort out there trying to catch him. I'm not saying Jones isn't athletic and that he can't run it fast. I mean, they were saying something about
he ran so fast he fell
20 miles per hour or whatever the hell. I don't know. But all I'm saying is you can't tell me that we don't have guys on the team that are fast, not faster than that. And the dudes that were right behind him, they were just jogging out there.
Yeah.
They were like, oh.
It was a good thing he fell and rolled for a little bit because if he wouldn't have rolled a little bit, he still would have probably got back up and went in.
Yeah. No, exactly, because they were just jogging behind him.
Yeah, they were loafing it.
They had no, like, let's get him. They were just like, oh, well, guess that was a busted play. We'll review it in the tape. Okay.
Yeah.
They were just walking. I mean, I was like, dude, what the hell are you guys doing? Get him. I mean, it was horrible. I was so frustrated watching that play. And then the last thing, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on this team, but the last thing is, we had the lead and then we gave it up and we were down by 11 in the fourth quarter. This is exactly what's happened in past weeks where we do decently and then we just get down by double digits and then we just put ourselves in a position where we can't come back. Yes, we came back this week, but we're against the Giants. The Giants are not good. If we do this against a good team, we're not coming back. We're losing this game. So in true Eagles fashion, we really pretty much perform like we have the last handful of weeks. It's just the quality of the opponent was very different.
And it's always nice to see Carson Wentz out there running when he's an injury-prone quarterback.
Yeah, seven rushes for 14 yards.
It's always nice to see that.
Managed to get 3 sacks on the afternoon, so, keeping the quota up with that, too. That's good. But, yeah, no, I don't want to spend too much time on this team. We won. That's what we needed to do. It wasn't pretty. Wasn't expecting it to be. I was expecting to win by a lot more and not be in a position where we had to pull it out. But at this point, nothing surprises me with this team. We just needed to win this game. We did it. I'm moving on to the next week. Next week we play Dallas, and based on how they look so far, I think we should be able to get a couple wins in a row here, and that'll be good because we still got some difficult teams left on the schedule, so it'll be good. And I believe as of right now it's scheduled as the Sunday night game, so can't wait for that barn burner of a matchup once again.
Bring the no-dos.
Yep.
Hey.
So up next, we get to do the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. From what I saw of this game, I thought that it was a usual Bengals game. Good competitive throughout, back and forth contest. Defense can't stop anybody. Offense does enough scoring to keep them in the matchup. But then at the end, the defense just does enough to keep them from winning, and the offense can only make up for so much that the defense does wrong. And I believe this was a pretty perfect example of that here in this game. They did a lot of things right, at least in the passing game. The running attack, well, there wasn't one, but for the most part, I just felt like, Cincinnati is one of those teams where they're going to compete week to week, and they're showing a lot of heart, and they definitely, this is good signs moving forward. Even though you're not getting the results right now, moving forward, this is a good sign because you start plugging in some of these pieces, like, for instance, get a halfway decent offensive line, and a pass rush and stuff, not have guys on your pass rush, too busy frickin' spouting off about the team and doing all this other stupid crap. You start plugging some of these positions, you're going to be good, and you're going to compete, and then you're only going to get better. And then once the team kind of gets an identity of, hey, we're going to go out there and compete every week, then you start winning these games, and it's a natural progression. And before long, they could be in the playoff. They could be in the playoff hunt. This year, unfortunately, they're just not there yet. But right now, like Don has said before, they're seeing what needs to be fixed, and it's glaringly obvious the things that need help. So that's some ways that's a good thing because Burrow's probably only going to get better as he gets more experience. So realistically, they probably weren't going to do anything this year anyways. Next year, they know what they need to fix, and he's going to get better. Yeah. So, right?
As far as Burrow goes, he just balled out today. 35 of 47, threw over 400 yards passing, 112.5 passer rating. QBR 84.45 actually.
Yeah. That's just the overall rating.
Yeah, but still, that's pretty good. I mean, if you ask me. 3 threw 3 TDs and threw 1 interception. But you know what? I was really impressed by him today, and he put them in position to win. Yeah. He scored a TD with like a minute to go. And unfortunately, like it always happens, defense can't stop anybody. Man, that pissed me off when they threw that to Donovan Peoples-Jones for the touchdown. Jerome Phillips got burnt, so that sucked. And going back to what he was talking about, the defensive lineman being complaining about everything, and just recently heard that he's looking to sell his house in Cincy. So, you know what? See ya. Leave. We don't need you. Just another heartbreaking loss. Thought we had this one, and it is pretty funny though. Like, we had more injuries than we did the first time we played the Browns, and actually contended better than the first time we played them. So, that's all I really got to say. We're going to have tough sledding against the Titans next week, but, Derrick Henry's probably going to be running up and down the field. We're not going to be stopping them. It's probably going to be ugly, and really, that's all I got to say.
It's going to be another one where it's going to have to be a quarterback duel because they're not stopping them on defense.
No.
It's going to be a tough game for him next week. But no, this game, I don't think there's anything more you can ask of the team. Like you said, I mean, Burrow throws over 4 Bills. He only missed 12 passes, 3 touchdowns, 1 glaring is interception, but that's going to happen when you throw it almost 50 times. There's going to be a pick here eventually.
Yeah, for real.
Again, Mayfield puts up 5 touchdowns, so again, that goes right back to the defensive side of the ball that we're talking about. Held the running game per se in kind of a check. I mean, Hunt only had 78 yards. So again, that's the reason why Mayfield probably had to throw a little bit more, which is good though, right? They took the run out. They made him semi one-dimensional, but they just couldn't stop the one dimension that they had him geared towards.
Yeah.
On that, and again, like I said, the big thing with it is that you give up 20 points in the fourth quarter. That's not going to win many games.
No.
At all. When I usually say, hey, get to 24. Well, if you score 20 in one quarter, that's not you're not going to be able to sustain that and be able to pull a victory. But again, just think this is a huge, good learning situation for the Bengals and for Burrow. And again, it's only going to make him better. With it as he gets more acclimated to the NFL. But again, good Bengals game. They just need to, again, just do little things here and there, and then squeak some of these out. Mm-hmm. And if they're able to squeak some of these out, then that will get them going in the right direction, and then hopefully they can build from there. But again, like I said, Joe Burrow's walking off the field, and he's going to be able to play next week in Tennessee, and that's all that matters. Again, had a decent game, and I don't think Cincinnati should be in a panic mode right now.
Yeah, he only got he got sacked 4 times today, which generally compared to some of our other games is actually pretty decent.
I was gonna say that's they held.
But again, they could have done like you said, change passing routes, make him shorter passes, get it out of his hand faster. X, Y, Z. You just don't know what they did with the play calls and all that stuff. But again, still good game.
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to talk about was AJ Green came out and had another solid performance today. 7 receptions, 82 yards. Same thing with T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. All those guys have been just playing awesome. I mean, the receiving core has done its job, in my opinion. And also Drew Sample. He's really stepped out this season. Last year, he was pretty much non-existent. And this year, I mean, he's catching almost everything that's thrown to him. I mean, I've really became a huge fan of Drew Sample.
Yeah, he caught 5 of 6, and the one that he missed, I saw that one, and it was a not horrible,
They could have called pass interference on it.
Yeah, well, he put it in a spot where only the dude could catch it, so that's kind of a good thing. But as a result, it was not necessarily perfectly placed. But either way, I mean, yeah, Drew Sample, all the balls that were catchable were caught, unlike some of these other freaking clowns that you see out here, and balls bouncing through their hands, hitting them in the face mask, like we saw yesterday. Yep. So. Yeah.
But really, I mean, I'm upset because we, gave up the touchdown in the final seconds of the game. But at the same time, I mean, I'm happy with the performance overall. I feel like they played really competitive today. And I wouldn't be surprised do I think it's going to happen? No. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if we end up having another shootout with the Titans next week. So we'll see what happens there, but overall I can't be too upset about this loss today.
No, I mean, it is what it is. They did what they could, but pretty much they performed like the Bengals have all season. So take that for what you will. They played like they do. All right, let's get into the Broncos game. Kansas City at Denver. Me and Bennett picked the Broncos to win this game. We weren't 100% accurate in that choice. But you win some, you lose some, and we definitely lost on this one. But, the Chiefs are just a different animal, and especially with injuries and such things like that. And the Chiefs just seem to add more people and not lose anybody, or at least not lose anybody of note too often. So, the Chiefs came out and played like the Chiefs play, and Denver
basically ran off the building.
Yeah, so it is what it is, but good performance by the Chiefs. Denver, they've got a lot of work to do, but I don't think that was necessarily something you didn't know going in. So, yeah.
Yeah, good performance by the Chiefs. Kind of underwhelming performance by the Broncos. But, they knew coming into this game that it was going to be tough. And,
it proved to be that.
Yeah, it definitely proved to be that. So,
all right. Well, here's the reality of it. Okay? Denver didn't play bad. They just played really bad when it counted.
Yeah.
Again, if you look at the numbers, Broncos had 411 yards of offense. Kansas City had 286. They led the time of possession for 34 minutes. Kansas City only had it for 26.
Mm-hmm.
They held Mahomes to 200 yards passing. 4 turnovers. Won't do it. Never will. That will never win you games. Also, they start out, and again, here's the typical day, how it went. Kansas City goes down and scores. Again, start the game off 3 and out. Kansas City gets the ball. Again, these are the things that I've told since day one in these shows.
Yeah.
These are the things you cannot do against the Chiefs.
Yep.
Let's review. 3 and out.
Yeah.
Give up 7. We go down. We match the 6. And again, the offensive play call, from what it looked like to me, was, what do I always say you need to do against the Chiefs? Run the ball.
Run the ball.
Chew up clock. Leave Mahomes on the sidelines. It was 15 degrees outside. Let his ass sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Let him stand by the heater for a while.
Yeah.
No, what do? Let's start throwing the ball all over the field. No, you can't do that.
No.
So then they go back and they score.
Yep.
They tied it 7-6.
7-6.
Then you shank the extra point.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, now you're down 7-6.
Yeah.
And then they go down and get a field goal, 10-6. Guess what? You're still in the game, right?
Right?
All right. Then what do? You make a stupid-ass pass late into the sidelines to Gordon, who's been off the DUI list. Again, swerving. Pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do that.
Can't
So
do
what
it.
do? You get the ball back and actually go down the field, do a little bit of offense, right?
Uh-huh.
Hey, get a field goal out of it. Not the optimal thing to do against Kansas City. But guess what?
Better
You
than
scored.
nothing. Yeah, better than nothing.
So then what do?
3 and out.
No! You kick it off and the SOB
that's
runs a
right.
103-yard kick return.
Oh, that's right.
So what does that do? You're down now 24.
Yeah.
Guess what that is? You're behind. Not good. What can you do against Kansas City?
Get behind.
Not get behind.
Yeah.
Well,
Here we
come
go.
out the third quarter. And again, other things happen. Sorensen earholes Lindsey. Gives him a concussion. No penalty thrown on that. Lindsey's gone. So there goes some of the running game. Oh, I forgot the one beautiful play. And it's probably right when they were at 17-9, right around there. Actually, I'm not even sure where it's at because he's only scoring plays with it. They call a flea flicker.
Oh,
Fucking Gordon, again, drinking again probably, throws it over the goddamn head of Drew Lock. And they kick it all the way down to their own 11-yard line. Here you go, defense. And what do? You're going to get behind.
Yep.
And you're just going to get killed. And I understand why the defense at the end of the game, I think it was Shelby Harris, pushed Vic Fangio because it was like, he's probably pissed. Because he's out there busting his hump, and he's just getting ran over.
Yeah.
Okay? And like I said, this is a very good football team. And I'm giving you a warning right now to the rest of the AFC. Le'Veon Bell is going to get in shape. And he's going to get ready. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he only ran it a couple times against us in this game.
6 times, I think.
Okay. But I know 2 of them that went over like plus 12 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
It was something ridiculous. And that was a game in altitude and snow. He is going to be a huge threat.
Yeah.
And this team is only, that just gives this team another weapon. So like I said, I'm totally knocking in my boots what the score is going to be when we have to go play him in Kansas City. Hopefully it'll be snowing again and maybe they might take it easy on us. But by that time, Le'Veon should be in full lather. And it's not going to be pretty because, again, now they're going to hit you in the face with Bell and Eclair.
Yeah.
So, again, just things you cannot do. They checked every box of it today. Poor offense, poor special teams, bad play calling. It was special teams was just atrocious.
What special teams?
Well, they were special.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I mean, they outdid them on the stat sheet minus the turnovers. They ran the ball for 177 yards. Philip Lindsay averaged 8 yards a carry, almost
got
9.
earholed.
Well, no, exactly, but I'm just saying, I mean, they did a lot of what you're supposed to do, but they also did a lot of what you can't do, and that just put them in a lot.
Oh, there was another one. He threw one to Hamler. He does the Florida State job.
Yeah.
Throws it up in the air, and
Yeah.
Honey Badger picks it off. The perfect guy to get an interception, right? That guy.
Of course.
So, but anyway, yeah, it was just, again, constantly, repeatedly shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep.
Here's another cleaning tip from
Yeah, I got a cleaning tip right there. Clean house!
Oh,
Everybody else played good. I mean, Patrick was missing for most of the game. Again, maybe they was like, okay, let's key on Patrick because he's been really good the last few weeks. But again, at least you got to at least target him every once in a while. But no, it was, again, heavily on the shoulders on the offense that failed. And it was on Locke's shoulders and Gordon's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else did the best they can. Again, Hamler, not a great catch. on what he did, but everybody else did a pretty good, decent job. That was out there. And again, another good performance. Again, it won't show up in the box score, but the defense played pretty good against the Chiefs. Because again, 14 points that you see up on that board was done by a pick six and a kickoff return.
Yeah.
So again, they're sitting in the mid 30s to low 20s or high 20s. It's just it was just frustrating. It was just very frustrating that they were sitting there checking all the boxes on what you cannot do against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in the same token, checking the boxes on what you can do. So realistically, you played the way you're supposed to. You take away those turnovers, you probably win. Maybe. Well, I don't know.
At least you're in the game.
Yeah, exactly. At least you're in the game. But
no, you're getting ran out of the building instead.
Yep. And really, basically, what he said was the Denver formula for the last however many years. Quarterback can't play, offense can't score, defense is in bad positions, you lose.
Yep.
That's about what
Check
they
the
do.
boxes.
Except this week, add special teams.
Yeah. Again, add the special ones in there with it. But yeah, another one too. Again, Hamler almost muffed one in their end zone too. So he did it on a punt. He's like, oops. Can't use that one. And then, typical Kansas City, right? And he's, shell-shocked or whatever it is with it. The punt hits, like, the 5-yard line, and then all of a sudden kicks to the right and goes right out of the 0-8 on third down.
Oh, jeez.
Kansas City.
Oh, whoa. I thought you were talking about Denver.
No.
Jeez.
And they still lost the game. And there's only one other time that this has happened where a team's held another team for 0 and whatever and still lost the game by so many. It's a weird stat, but it was just like one of those telling stats of like, are you kidding? You made Kansas City go 0-4-8 on third downs, which is unheard of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you still get ran out of the building.
Yeah, exactly. And especially with the situation with the weather, generally, you're looking at defense, run the football, as if that wasn't already the formula to beat Kansas City. That's the formula in the snow. Mm-hmm. You do that, you're winning.
Yep.
But instead, like he said, what are they doing? What's his nuts? Drew Lock just about doubled the amount of passes as Mahomes did today. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand, they got behind, so they had to do some of that. But still, he doubled him in passes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. In the weather, how much of those, if you had, let's say, Aaron Rodgers, how great of a percentage do you think you're going to have throwing the ball around in the snow? Yeah. It's going to be difficult. And we're talking about basically a rookie doing that. That's going to be a rough day. Yeah. It's frustrating because it's not like this just started. Mm-hmm. It's a weekly event. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, okay.
Here we go again. Buckle up.
Yeah. How are we going to make the other team look a lot better than they actually are this week?
Exactly.
Even though the Chiefs are really that good, but still.
And then they can show us another graphic of the quarterback carousel in Denver. Like we haven't seen that fucking thing since 5 years ago since Manning left. Yes, we know. We have an issue. We can't find a quarterback. Half the NFL has the same problem, okay?
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just sitting here like this, like, here I'm just gonna relive this flea flicker just right in front of me right now. I just want to mute this commercial here for a bit because that might give me time to lower my blood pressure before it shoots off the charts here. But I'm sitting here, I'm at home, and I'm just like, I was like, oh well, flea flicker, oh cool, it's a wrinkle. What the are you doing? It was like, hey, isn't that the center from Super Bowl 48 where he snapped it over Peyton Manning's head for the safety? I think it is. Watch this beauty right here. Whee!
Super nice.
That's horrible. Jesus, how do you even throw it
what
like
are you doing?
Yeah, that was horrible. Oh, gosh. How... What?
And then what do you do? It was 24-9 at that point.
Yeah.
Not out of the game.
No.
Because again, if you go down and score, or even get a field goal, you're still 2 touchdowns, which is not great, but it's better than giving them the ball on your 11-yard line.
Yeah, that's just.
Yeah, I mean, just wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a nice play right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I'm done talking about this for tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all you need to see. If you guys haven't seen the play, watch it and you'll see. So overall, difficult week for a decent amount of us. A couple teams got wins, a couple teams got losses, and we're on to the next week. But the good news is I think, don't the Bengals have a? Oh, they don't have a bye week.
No, they're playing the Titans.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking of Florida State. Okay, but anyways, so overall, we'll move on to the next week. We got some interesting games coming next week, and can't wait to...
break those down. Besides breaking me down and crying.
I can't wait to
Let's see what gets broke down first. Yeah. Our wills or the team.
I can't wait to watch us lose to the Titans next week.
Yeah, can't wait to hear the press conference about, we need to execute and watch some tape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the typical Zach Taylor too.
Yeah. Watch the tape.
It's a pre-recorded interview that all the coaches get through the whole league.
Yeah.
It's because it's amazing.
Exactly.
It's the same thing from every team from A to W.
Yeah,
exactly.
What I mean?
No. It's a tough game out there. Yeah, we got to clean up some stuff.
A lot of respect to the other team. They played a better
good team
game.
over there. Good team over there. They got a lot of talent.
Yeah, the 0-6 Jets. They really got a solid team out there.
Yeah.
They do. They sure do.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the same ridiculousness on all ends, and it pretty depressing. But hey, you know what? On my end, we're sitting atop the division, as sad as that is.
That's all you can ask for.
And again, unfortunately, we haven't played very well, but not playing very well is a hell of a lot better than the majority of the teams in the division right now. So that's getting it done. My hope is, I'm not expecting us to do much in the playoffs or anything, but what I would like to see is progressively getting better and continuing to compete. I don't want to see getting blown out there or anything like that. I want to see us competing in games, and as of late, we've been doing that. So
you never know. You never know. I mean, you get another Nick Foles roll, you're okay.
Nate Sudfeld.
I mean, you get the Parkey double doink. I mean, who knows? Yeah. Things happen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see us competing, but actually holding on to leads when we have them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I was going to say side notes that were good is Malik Reed got another 2 sacks today. Mm-hmm. So that was nice. One on Mahomes and one on Henne. I was wishing both of them would have been on Mahomes, but at least he got one on Mahomes, which was kind of cool. And then Virgil Green got a touchdown. Of course, he hurt his ankle, though. But he got a TD, though. Of course. So that was kind of cool. But, again, who's throwing the stars up for the game is the defensive guys again.
Yes.
Chubb and Reed and everybody's balling out on that end, and then it's just whatever. So
the
again,
same garbage.
we'll get the rookie next week. I think this is a must win for the season. I'm gonna have to beat the Chargers.
You know what? I was gonna escape this video without doing too much screaming and yelling, but I just remembered one thing that absolutely astounded me about this Eagles game. We are going for a 2-point conversion at the end of the game to put it to 3 points. I mean, they didn't have a lot of time to score, but whatever. They put Jalen Hurts in the game on almost a game-deciding play. What on earth are we doing on that one? Oh my God!
Well, they're trying to put one less hit on Wentz.
That's the only excuse. That is literally the only excuse that I would accept, because whoever decided that one. Now I understand. Oh, he can run the ball, but guess what? So can Wentz, because apparently he just runs the ball regardless of the fact that he's got injury issues. Yeah. That was such a stupid decision. I don't care. First of all, how much money are we paying him? Some ridiculous contract. Wentz, I'm talking about. We're paying him some ridiculous contract to sit on the bench in the most important part of the game? Hell no. Hell no. That was so horrible. Oh my God. If we would have lost the game because of that, I would have been throwing the mic.
Mike check.
Mic check. Oh my God. That was, yeah, like I said, I was going to escape this without too much yelling, but that had to be mentioned because that was idiotic on so many levels. I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't want to see it again. And if it happens again, in the words of EDP, somebody is about to get fired. You guys fill in the blanks.
Won't happen. Can't win with them.
Man, I'd rather, like Singletary said in the same interview, I'd rather play with 10 guys than see that out there again. Good God, that was horrible. Okay, anyways, before this train gets rolling any
It's time
farther.
to put us to bed.
We're ready for bed. We're tired of this misery.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, guys, if you like the content, like, subscribe, all that other fun stuff. If you want to see more weekly rants, make sure you tune in. And there'll be more frustrations to come as the weeks go on. So, with that being said, Bryson.
Bennett?
And what used to be Don. We'll see you guys in the next video.